this Battle for Bihar special with a politician who's being described as the X factor of these Bihar elections. The AIMIM MP from Hyderabad, Owaisi, has decided to contest the elections here in Bihar. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Owaisi. You've come all the way from Hyderabad to Patna to contest the elections of Bihar. Are you simply contesting it to register your presence or in some way to actually capture seats? What is the motive? Because your critics are saying Owaisi is a suicide bomber today for the BJP.
Well, to some I am a suicide bomber, to some I was a savior when I was in UPA, when everyone was there. But the fact of the matter is that we have entered into this electoral arena with all seriousness and the sincerity which we have, and we have confined ourselves deliberately to contest within the Seemanchal region only. And the main pole plank would be the development of Seemanchal and the injustice which has been meted out to Seemanchal.
But the Seemanchal is a Muslim dominated area, and the sense one gets is that by your arrival there, you are essentially breaking up the anti-Modi alliance which has been formed, the so-called secular alliance. I use the word so-called secular alliance of Nitish Kumar, Congress and Lalu. Your presence will break their Muslim vote and benefit the BJP.
In Seemanchal, out of 1 crore of the population, yes, nearly 45–46% are Muslims. There is only one district which Muslims are in majority, Kishanganj. But I am talking about the overall development of Seemanchal, which includes everyone, whether they are Hindus, Muslims, Dalits, Mahadalits, Pasmanda, various Zaat, Biradari. You know, that is why we are talking about the development of Seemanchal. And it is wrong to say that I am coming only for Muslims. And when we are going to give candidates, of course, there will be other non-Muslim candidates as well from there.
You have chosen the Muslim-dominated area of Bihar. You are coming in at election and the underdevelopment has existed for years. But Owaisi remembers Seemanchal at election time. It seems that your strategy is to emerge as a Muslim leader of India, not just of Hyderabad.
No, Rajdeep, not at all. It's completely, there's no truth in it. I don't want to emerge as a leader of Muslims at all. There are enough leaders of Muslims. I just want to contribute whatever Almighty God has given me this position. And there are other areas in Bihar which have more Muslim population than districts of Seemanchal. But deliberately we have not gone there.
So why have you gone to a particular area? Because which is why it is leading to people's suspicion that you are there essentially to cut into the votes of Lalu, Nitish and Congress, because they did well in this area in the Lok Sabha elections.
I am pretty sure that this time also the people of Seemanchal will not allow BJP any victory over there. I am pretty much sure, and will try that. And I have publicly stated, I am reiterating that again, wherever my candidates are not there, whether in Seemanchal or anywhere in Bihar, please vote for the secular candidate or the party to stop and defeat the BJP and its allies.
Are you telling me that at no stage have you had any contact with any BJP leader, more specifically the BJP President Amit Shah? I keep hearing these reports that Owaisi is being set up as part of the BJP strategy.
Rajdeep, it is completely untrue. It is a wild, baseless allegation which is being made against me. And people who have made such allegations, I am in the process of sending them a legal notice. And if they don't apologize, I am going to file a criminal defamation.
Because there are Janata Dal United leaders who on public platforms have said Owaisi has taken money from the BJP to contest the elections in Bihar.
I know that. I'll get that tape. I'll send a notice to that gentleman. And I want him to prove in the court, and I'll ensure that he proves in the court. Otherwise, the criminal defamation law in India is very strict. And he will have to pay through his nose even if I file a civil defamation. You cannot get away by making such allegations against me. I mean, just because I am contesting elections, you feel threatened, you expose yourself. The JDU was with BJP. I am saying I don't differentiate between Modi, BJP or Advani. For me, they are all equal. They are from the ideology of RSS.
And they are still your enemy number one.
Of course they are. Of course they are, and inshallah I take pride in that, and they'll continue to be.
You know, the reason you said two things which are interesting. You said Muslims and Dalits of Seemanchal must come together. Many years ago, Haji Mastan, who was a smuggler in Mumbai, had started a group called Dalit Muslim Suraksha Mahasangh to bring together Dalits and Muslims, and even said, Dalit Muslim Bhai Bhai, Hindu Qaum kahan se aayi? Are you trying that same kind of politics now?
No, I am not against the Hindu Qaum. I am not against any religion. I am saying that the Muslims and the Dalits are, their social, educational indicators are abysmally low. Their political voice needs to be there in the respective assemblies and the parliament so that the injustice can be finished, real development takes place. And I am of the opinion that our democracy is a participative form of democracy, wherein every, whether it's minority or Dalit, their voice has to be there in our democracy. Otherwise, this will become a majoritarian form of democracy, and the constitution allows me.
No, let's be clear. This parliament has the lowest number of Muslim MPs, right? 13 Muslim MPs and 23 Muslim MPs, the lowest ever that an Indian parliament has had. Are you suggesting that you need Muslim reservations in parliament? Are you suggesting that you need a larger representation of Muslims? Because for the first time, Uttar Pradesh doesn't have a single Muslim MP in the history of independent India. Bihar only has one. Therefore, I'm asking.
Bihar has three.
Is that what you are asking?
Rajdeep, the political representation in the Indian parliament must increase.
Through reservation?
Not through reservation. No, I'm not at all saying that. But at the same time, I'm saying, why is it that the 1950 presidential order says that a Muslim and a Christian cannot be a Dalit? That has to go.
Is there a Muslim vote bank or not? Effectively, is that what you are tapping into? Much like, say, a Kashiram of the Bahujan Samaj Party started off by tapping into a Dalit vote bank, Asauddin Owaisi is trying to tap into the idea of a Muslim vote bank. The alienation, anger, grievances felt by particularly young Muslims is what you are tapping into today.
There is no Muslim vote bank. If there was a Muslim vote bank, why would we be in such a pitiful situation? If there was a Muslim vote bank, why would we have only 23 MPs? There is no Muslim vote bank. It is the opposite which has been there. And I must thank Mr. Modi in a very sarcastic way. I am saying that he has broken this myth of Muslim vote bank. There is no Muslim vote bank.
There is an attempt to appease the Muslim?
One side says appeasement, one side says, we are your masters. Where have you brought us? Literacy rate, where are we? Out of 100, there are only 3 Muslims who are graduates. Look at the social indicators. Look at the dropout rate. It is the highest with Dalits at the age of 11. Who's responsible for all this?
No, I'm just wondering whether this is therefore a calculated attempt to tap into this sense of alienation, frustration being felt by young Muslim youth who feel they are not getting equal opportunities in Indian society.
A deliberate marginalization has happened, and that has to be stopped.
But that could well result, the marginalization could also result in a very worrying political polarization, social polarization, some of which is already taking place. There are those who will say, if Asauddin Owaisi emerges as the spokesperson in a way for the Indian Muslim, then there will be the RSS, which on the other side will say, we are talking about Hindu Rashtra. How is their definition of a Hindu Rashtra different from your definition of a Muslim sense of alienation?
Rajdeep, I am not aspiring or even trying or even dreaming about India becoming a theological state. Yes, I take pride in my Muslim identity, but I also take pride in my India's constitution, in the ethos of this country. My fight is that the constitution has given us those rights have to be given to us, those rights must be utilized, those rights must be used.
That constitution speaks of secularism. What is your definition of secularism?
My definition of secularism is that India should never become a theocratic state. My understanding of secularism is that the biggest minority of this land should be adequately represented in every strata and sphere of society. For India to emerge, to fulfill the dream of our forefathers, you require the minorities to feel secure. That is where our secularism will be successful. Secularism does not mean holding of a mere iftar party, either wearing a skull cap or not wearing a skull cap. Secularism does not mean sending some fool chadar to Khwaja Ajmeri Dargah. Secularism means convicting the person who's involved in Khwaja Ajmeri Dargah this is the real meaning, understanding and success of secularism, which everyone is trying, including me.
In that sense, the politicians of India have failed secularism and thereby failed the Indian Muslim. That's what you are trying to suggest over the last 67 years.
I am saying that the parties who have taken votes from the Muslim community have taken us for a ride.
Be it the Congress, be it the JDU, be it the RJD, all of them have spoken of secularism and social justice. They have only used it, you are saying, to get votes.
It is not me. It is not me. If you read the first chapter of Sachar committee, Justice Sachar himself says that the Muslims have been caught in this vicious web of appeasement and political hostage. It is Ranganath Mishra who said it. Various reports are saying, NSSO 68 round data says that. It is not me. These are all empirical evidence which is being thrown at faces of these people who claim to be secular and who say that no, where is the improvement then? You answer me on the reports of this data and everything.
Welcome back to this special interview with MIM leader and Member of Parliament Asauddin Owaisi as he prepares now to join the battle for Bihar. Asauddin Owaisi, let's for a moment return to this battle for Bihar. There's a sense that this is a make or break election, particularly for the so-called secular forces of Lalu, Nitish, even the Congress. Narendra Modi has also staked his prestige on it. If you say that Mr. Modi is your enemy number one or the RSS is your enemy number one, shouldn't you be on the same side as the Congress, the RJD and the JDU? Why don't you? I still haven't understood why are you not willing to go along with them?
Why isn't the left parties going along with them? Why isn't Tariq Bhai with them? Why isn't Bahenji Mayawati's party with them?
Or Mulayam Singh Yadav?
Mulayam Singh is a Samdi. I mean, the Samdis, the in-laws are not together. But definitely, yes, Rajdeep, please understand that I have not yet decided how many seats I'm going to count out of 24. Let us assume I put up 24. 219 is there. Can't you defeat them in 219? And then this whole argument, why is it being put to me, this question mark? Why am I always asked this? I mean, are they, this is very wrong. This shows their, arrogant mindset that no, it's like George Bush theory, you're with us or not with us. How can that be?
What are your political goals then? Because you contested the Maharashtra elections, you actually now have 3 MPs, two MLAs in the Maharashtra Assembly. You contested in the Nanded Municipal Corporation, you had 11 corporators who won. You contested the Bangalore Municipal Corporation with less success. We are told you are planning to contest Western Uttar Pradesh. Are you essentially expanding your wings to all parts of the country where there is a large Muslim population? Will you, for example, next year contest in Assam?
Rajdeep, expansion of political party is a natural process. As a politician or you as a journalist, everyone has an aspiration. You want to progress in life. I know it's not like...
For 50 years your party remained confined to the walled city of Hyderabad. What has changed? What has changed in the last 2 years for you to decide that you want to be pan-Indian?
Exactly. This was the allegation which was used against by my opponents that you don't want to go out of Hyderabad. Now when I'm going out of Hyderabad, people are asking me all these questions. And when it comes to Assam, no, I will definitely go. If Badruddin Ajmal requires me, I'll go and support him. I will go and supplement his efforts.
If you suggest that, there is a fear that there will be a polarization that's taking place in this country. You and others attack the RSS and BJP for Hindu Rashtra. They attack you for saying Islam khatre mein hai, that you are playing the minority card. And therefore society is getting divided. Muslims are getting ghettoized, Hindus are feeling triumphal, and there's a sense of a worrying polarization taking place on the ground in India today.
Rajdeep, for the first time, I'm going to say it on the TV channel, the ugly reality of the 2014 elections is that the Muslims voted for the secular parties. Where is the majority community vote? Where is the upper caste vote? Where is the OBC vote? Where has it gone? I remember...
You're saying the 2014 election saw a polarization of Hindus and Muslims.
Rajdeep, I remember you doing a show after 2014 elections and it was clearly shown by your data that the 95% or 90% of Muslims have not voted for BJP.
Have not voted for them.
Not voted. Now, where has the other party votes gone? It is now the ball lies in their court.
So you're saying there's a Hindu vote bank in this country now, not so much a Muslim vote bank?
That is why I'm saying there's no Muslim vote bank. Where is the Muslim vote bank? If there was a Muslim vote bank, why would I be educationally, socially and politically in a mess? Or in fact, I'm at the abyss now.
I'm just wondering therefore that for a Muslim politician today, are there only three options? One is the Shahnawaz Hussain option, where you become part of the BJP as basically a token Muslim face, or the Congress option, where you are seen, as you called it, the iftar version of secularism, or the Asauddin Owaisi version, which is Islam Khatre mein hai, and I am now the spokesperson for the Muslims of India. Are these the three options that a Muslim has today to be in politics and public life?
Let me tell you very clearly that Islam kabhi khatre mein tha na kabhi rahega. Asauddin Owaisi is not a spokesperson at all. Asauddin Owaisi wants equal justice to be done to the minorities, to the Dalits. And yes, I don't have an aspirations to enter, the foras of power and become minister. I will definitely be a soldier. I am saying on record, I will never enter this. But justice has to be done.
What do you mean by justice? You're talking about equal opportunities. Does that also mean that if a Muslim boy is wrongfully picked up for an act of terror, that Asauddin Owaisi will be there to support that individual? What is your role when you say that there is justice has to be done? Is that justice confined?
Rajdeep, please understand the 2011 census. You have 17 crore Muslim population, 10 crores are youth. For God's sake, and in urban areas you have 40% Muslim population. Out of that, 14% unemployment rate. You have to do something, definitely.
No, who are you blaming for this? Who are you blaming?
It is the parties in power. It is those parties.
You were part of that UPA.
Rajdeep, I came out in 2012. I came out in 2012. And despite being in part of UPA, I used to vociferously, in an aggressive way, voice the concerns and even criticize the government. I have been there on record. You have to have a level playing field. The diversity of India should be reflected in each and every sphere of our society. That is what I am saying. Without diversity, how can we have 8-9% growth? You have to bring the biggest minority of the land, by helping them. What the Vice President of India talked about, positive discrimination. That is the need of the hour.
But in the process of that, are you worried that you are, or people like you are becoming victims of a stereotype? Because they will see you, the way you look, the way you dress, the way you speak, and they will say, Asauddin Owaisi today represents a particular community only. That even while you speak in this interview to me about diversity, your critics are saying that actually the only community that you are targeting is the Muslim, which is why you've come to Bihar with a large Muslim population.
Not at all. Not at all. Bihar elections is for Seemanchal's upliftment, development, and to stop this exploitation and that.
Which you've now discovered in 2015.
No, Rajdeep, okay, fine. Let us assume we discovered it. If now when I have the knowledge of it, I should react to the situation. I should rise up to the situation and take it up. Instead of, just sitting on the sidelines and crying and worrying, it's not going to help things. You have to get involved, dirty yourself and ensure that whatever best you can do it.
How is all this now going to play out, you believe, over the next 5-10 years? It's obvious that the BJP is the preeminent party now in several states of the country. They're winning election after election. There's every chance they could win Bihar. Where does that leave, you believe, the so-called secular forces? And I use the word so-called yet again, in the belief that many of them have got discredited now. Where does that leave this anti-Modi alliance? Do you believe it's enough to form an alliance simply by creating the fear of Modi? Muslims seem to be subject to what Pratap Bhanu Mehta once called secular blackmail.
Rajdeep, this place where we're doing interview is the place of Bihar where the Sampur Kranti slogan was given. And I'm sure another JP would arrive at the right time. And I'm sure that will only lead to the defeat of BJP. It's going to happen.
But you believe the present leadership that is trying to take on Mr. Modi simply by creating the fear in the Muslims of us and trying to of Mr. Modi creating some kind of secular blackmail is not capable of taking on Mr. Modi?
I hope and wish that they are right in what they are doing. But a lot needs to be done. To take on BJP, to defeat them in 2019, it requires a lot of efforts. It requires a lot of planning. I wish they know all these things.
Asauddin Owaisi, I have to ask you one last question. Is there a Jekyll and Hyde creature that exists both within you and the MIM. Your brother Akbaruddin is seen almost as the hard-edged extremist face of your party, and you try to present the most sophisticated face. Is this a double act, Jekyll and Hyde? What is it?
You will be surprised when you meet Akbar, and you will find him more politically shrewd and astute and a better human being than me.
He gives all the shrill pieces, he gives the shrill speeches, and you tend to speak with this dignity on programs like this.
Rajdeep, Akbar had addressed nearly 35 public meetings in Maharashtra assembly elections and 3 in Aurangabad recently held. Not a single notice was given by Election Commission of India. Neither our opponents had filed a complaint.
In the past, he has received notices. He has gone to jail for inflammatory speeches. I'm just trying to understand. Is the MIM a party where even your late father was seen as a fiery speaker, a fiery orator who roused the masses? His critics would accuse him of being a rabble-rouser, and you are trying to present this other face.
Rajdeep, whatever I am is because of my party and the Almighty Allah, and because of my father's political struggle. What he has done, I don't think so anyone of us can even achieve the half of it. But there is no such deliberate attempt. Yes, of course, in a family you have different people with different approach to life, and that's it.
So it's not Akbar and Asad, two different individuals with one goal of strengthening the MIM, one the extremist wing that attracts the young,
not at all.
And there's Asauddin Owaisi trying to widen the base of the party.
Not at all. Whatever Asaduddin Owaisi has reflected is also the view of my party and also the view of Akbar. There cannot be two divergent views at all.
And Akbar's views are your views?
Of course. Akbar will reflect the views of me as a party president, and he will reflect the views of the party.
Before I leave you, during the conclave you made an interesting observation. You said that Lalu Prasad and Mulayam Singh for a wedding in the family made Mr. Modi their main guest. Everyone wanted to click photos with Mr. Modi. You will not call Mr. Modi for any wedding or any private function.
True.
Is Mr. Modi an untouchable, political untouchable for Asauddin Owaisi?
Rajdeep,
and is that the kind of politics that we want to see?
Rajdeep, if there is a death in my neighbor or someone, death happens, everyone comes and console someone. But if it's a happy occasion, it is my choice to invite people I want to share my happiness with. That is the difference. If it is a happy occasion, I will definitely invite Rajiv Sardesai. I will drag him and bring, no, you have to come and share my happiness. In my happier moments, I will remember my friends. And for me, my friends are those, I don't differentiate between my political friends or non-friends. If someone is my political opponent, he'll be my opponent in my personal life.
So for you, Narendra Modi, the BJP and the RSS are not just a political opponent, they are your political enemies. Lalu Prasad and Nitish Kumar are at best, at the moment, your political rivals, not your enemies.
You have put it very rightly.
On that note, Asauddin Owaisi, pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.